What up, y'all? It's your guy Dawson from D&D TV. Thank you for rating, commenting, and subscribing. Everybody who's donated, those of you all who will, you know I appreciate it. All that information is in the description box below. Also, go over to my other YouTube channel, Dawson Speaks TV. Make sure you subscribe over there. Now, let's get into this topic. All right, y'all, it's good to be back. I miss all of y'all, so let's get into do what we do best. Let's tear this story apart. Now, a lot of you all sent me this last week, and I was out on vacation, y'all, and I wasn't going to do the story. And when I saw the story come through from a lot of my subscribers who sent it to me, and I saw Kalamazoo, I say, oh my God, Strickland. And then I opened it up, and of course, it was Pastor Strickland of Kalamazoo, Michigan. Let me tell you all something. I wanted to do, I was about to do a story on this man in 2018 for something that happened, and some stuff came up. I didn't do the story. It's probably somewhere still in my laptop. But this pastor has stayed in the media. His name has stayed in trouble. Different things that have happened in Kalamazoo for the past, I want to say almost 4 or 5 years maybe. And nothing has ever happened to Pastor Strickland because of his role as a pastor of Second Baptist Church. And also at the time, he was the president of the NAACP Kalamazoo chapter. And so he got away with a lot of things. And everyone always took up for the pastor because they swore Pastor Strickland could do no wrong until today. The Kalamazoo pastor is charged with sexually assaulting 14 boys. And they said that there are more boys out there, but these are the ones who came forward. But let me tell you something. His wife should be in the mix too. She should have some charges coming as well. Because this pastor, I'm going to call him Pastor Freak, and his wife is Freakette. They wanted to be swingers or, do the thing that people do what do they call it? Gang bangs and running the train and, big orgies and all this kind of stuff. This pastor allowed these teen boys who were at a high school that he and his wife worked at, Phoenix High School. He recruited boys to have sexual intercourse with his wife while he sat and watched. Take a breath. Bring all the tithe to the storehouse. Why? So you can give it to the boys for coming to your house that screw your wife? Y'all better leave me alone. I'm on one today. Jesus knows. Wow. And let me just say this, because I know I said bring all the tithes to the house, and I know some of y'all got y'all feathers ruffled, which I really don't care. But what I'm talking about is these people who have been caught in scandals, these big mega pastors. Y'all know them because other vloggers who have more subscribers than me been talking about them while I've been on a sabbatical. God got me on a sabbatical, and then he pulled the other vloggers to talk about y'all favorite pastors, and y'all think Dawson the only one. I told you, God will not be without a witness. Y'all the ones who are weak-minded. Look here. Pastor Strickland was all about the money, was all about prestige. He was all about status in Kalamazoo for years. So a lot of the money that was given to his church went to pay off some of these victims to be in inappropriate relationships with him and his wife. Yeah. Now, I know some people don't want to believe it, and you all hate when I talk about this. That's why I took a month off of YouTube. I ain't clout chasing y'all. I took a whole month. All the other vloggers was talking about church stuff, and I was sitting back on the beach, and I was chilling out, talking to Jesus, relaxing. And yes, I was doing like Jesus. I had me some wine. I was chilling. And I know some people were, Dawson, you ought not be drinking no wine. I always get them people on my comments. They don't never go bother the other vloggers who do stuff like I do. They come and tell me, you can't have, what you want me? Jesus turned the water into wine. You want me to drink Zephyr Hills? No, I don't drink Zephyr Hills when I go to the beach. I drink that when I'm leaving the gym or I'm leaving from running my 3 miles that I run every day. That's when I drink water and, all that other stuff. Nah, I'm gonna drink mine. Well, I just here to tell you the truth. Well, you can't tell it. Let me tell it. I'm gonna drink what I want to drink. Jesus. And people, I can't listen to you because you drink wine, but you listen to these pastors and they sleep with men, women, and chilling. I'm like them old people chilling. That's some southern stuff right there. The children, they sleeping with the children. Got all types of entanglements going on. But y'all come over here and try to hold vloggers to a standard that y'all don't hold these people to. These people who take y'all money, who claim they got power and healing in their hand, but none of them went to these hospitals or these nursing homes to heal these people of CV-19. None of them could do that. None of them didn't put that on no videos. They didn't put that on their Zoom. and they Sunday morning service, but they want y'all to send their money, and y'all want me to live up to a standard that you don't hold them to, and I don't go to church, and I'm not a pastor. You out your cotton picking mind. Now look here. Let's keep going on. And let me get back to my reporter voice here. Pastor Strickland was charged with 11 felony criminal sexual charges on August 21st. Those charges include sexually assaulting 4 male victims between the ages of 15 and 17, 2 accounts on third-degree criminal sexual conduct on a student, 1 on a person aged 13 to 15, and 1 by force or sexual coercion. He also faces 4 counts of human trafficking of a minor for commercial sexual activity and 3 counts of child sexual abusive activity. Court papers say the incidents in question go back more than 5 years. Wow. Now I'm going to let you all watch this video, and I'll be back with the rest of my commentary, and you all know me. I'm your boy Dawson, and I won't hold back.
There are new disturbing details tonight about the child sex trafficking case against a prominent West Michigan pastor. Michigan State Police say that the Reverend Strickland and his wife used their jobs at a school and a church to recruit teenage boys, to send them naked photos, and have sex for money. Strickland faces 11 felony counts, including child sex trafficking, child sexual abuse, and criminal sexual conduct. News 8's Susan Samples has covered the controversy surrounding Strickland for years. She's on this story tonight.
According to court documents, state police say the abuse happened here in the Strickland's church-owned home on Prairie in Kalamazoo. This is where investigators say the pastor and his wife sexually abused 4 teenage boys ages 15 to 17 over a 3-year period from 2015 to 2018.
Not guilty, not guilty, not guilty. Didn't do it.
This is Reverend Strickland, his attorney by his side, holding a news conference in early 2019 to deny all allegations back when they first surfaced. Strickland was senior pastor at Second Baptist Church in Kalamazoo and a parapro at Phoenix High School, where his wife was a secretary. In the news conference, the now 37-year-old said he had opened the home he shared with his wife Jasminique and their 8 kids to other troubled young people in Kalamazoo, but only to help them find a better path.
We do that as the Word of God instructs us to do. We share our resources, we exercise good stewardship, and do the best that we can to help as many people along the way. And it's very unfortunate that that is being seen as something negative.
In court records, Michigan State Police said Strickland and his wife used their jobs to find teenage boys who they paid from $50 to $200 for naked photos and to have sex with Strickland's wife in their basement while the pastor watched from an adjacent room with a window. One of the alleged victims told police Strickland lent him a car and said he could keep it if he allowed the pastor to perform a sex act on him. The teen said he felt coerced because he needed the car. Another teen told police his grandmother had arranged for Strickland to mentor him. State police and court records say Strickland engaged in similar behavior with his ex-wife years ago in his home state of Mississippi. That's where he lives now, though he's expected to turn himself in Kalamazoo this week. His wife's attorney says he expects charges to be filed against her in the near future. In Kalamazoo, Susan Samples, News 8.
Thanks, Susan. I'll take it from here. All right, y'all, let's go in. Now, you all heard Susan Samples as she gave that awesome commentary on what was going on in the pastor and his wife's home. The pastor and his wife have 8 kids, and I'm assuming those are all of their kids. I don't know if they adopted kids or what, but with 8 kids, pastor, you still wanted other wayward boys and other people to come to your house because according to you and what you said in a press conference, that this is what is instructed of us as ministers, and this is what we do as a church. We help people. Now, pastor, if you really wanted to help those boys, you were the NAACP president at that time. You also were, you was a pastor at Second Baptist. You couldn't get no group home or, get with some people in the community, some foster network to help those boys out. Why did they have to come to your house when you already have 8 kids? And looking at your house, and we're just looking at it from the front side, it don't look like it's that big of a house to handle you and your 8 kids and your wife. So it's a lot of stuff that you're throwing out there, to try to cover your tracks and stuff like that. And to me, you just seem like a narcissist, because I'm going to get deep into why I know you did what you did. And it just seems that this is stuff that we see constant in the news when these pastors get caught. They use their position of power. They use their position as a leader in the community, as a pastor, whatever they're a part of, some on city council, NAACP, to get away with murder. Not all of them, but some of them. And they've been watching this pastor for years. As you heard the news, Susan Sample said this stuff goes all the way back to what? 2015, they've been watching him. I told y'all I've been watching Strickland for years because a person like this is going to constantly have issues because it is not about a certain thing they do. It's his lifestyle, his habit, what he likes. This is a deviant man who has a sexual deviant nature, and he has included his wife into it, or he married her because she has one as well. And like the news lady said, Susan Samples, I'll be glad when charges are filed against his wife because she is complicit in all of this. You had sex with those young boys and no charges are filed now? And she hasn't left him. They're still living together down in Mississippi. They're still together on some ranch. So it's like this case, it really makes me upset because if this was young girls, he would not have had a bond for $500,000 and he's out. If this was young girls, it always happens when it's boys. Always happens. It always happens. Even when it's the perpetrator is a man who has violated boys. The same thing. When it's a woman, the same thing. They don't care about the boys. But if it's little girls, oh no, shut down the school, shut down the church. Oh no, take his license, step. Oh, he got to go to jail. But when it's young boys, nothing happens. And there are other young boys on YouTube now crying out about certain things that have happened to them from other pastors and apostles. And how some of those same boys have come out and said that they've contracted sexually transmitted disease, incurable ones, from these people in leadership. On YouTube now, on social media now, doing lives about it. But the church, oh no, we can't talk about it, y'all. Oh, we gotta pray it away. Oh, it happened when you was a child. Just forget about it. Run around the church and touch the dough and don't suck dick no more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Run around the church and shout and don't suck dick no more. You know that's what they telling these people. Oh, y'all, I'm live today. My new subscribers, y'all better look at them old videos because this is what we get over here. I ain't your pastor. Dawson is not your pastor. No, we gonna set the record straight. No, I'm not. I'm going to tell the truth because for so long, people in these churches, mosques, centers, and synagogues have been hurt. They've been abused and they've been told to keep silent in order to protect the pedophiles, in order to protect the tradition. Oh, you know, every Easter we go down here to Second Baptist and this way Granddaddy laid the brick in the mortar and we gotta support, oh Lord. No, to hell with Second Baptist. I ain't going there. Especially if Second Baptists allow a pastor like this to be their leader, or a church that had a pastor like this. Come on, man. Second Baptist in Kalamazoo, you all knew all of the stories that came up when this man's home was raided. Things that came up when they said he assaulted a member in the church. And then I'm going to get into a story later that happened with him and another young lady who went to your church who's no longer with us. And what his dealings with her. This man's name has been in the news. I'm telling you all every time. Don't take my word for it. You all, after this video, Google Strickland in Kalamazoo. Look up the stuff on this man. And these people in that area for so long took up for him. Like so many of you all do for pastors and leaders and teachers and politicians and people who have in positions of power. Oh, well, you know, we can cover it up, and you don't care about the victims. You don't care what happens to these boys. You don't care what happened to the little girls. They're not going to stay little forever. They're going to grow up. And you all heard in the news clip, and it's also in the police report, one of the victims said the pastor asked to perform oral sex on him in exchange to give him a car. Getting these wayward boys, who some of them were, out on the streets or doing whatever, didn't have the parental support. As you all heard in the news clipping, one of the grandmothers in the church took her grandchild to the pastor to mentor him. Y'all, come on, man. Y'all mothers and grandfathers and dads in the church, stop this. These people ain't right. Not all of them, but some of them are in there just to act out their sexual deviant behavior. They're in there because some of these people, they're predators, man. And I can say it, other vloggers have said it, other stuff have come out about this, but you all think that they can do no wrong. But when it comes to celebrity news and anything else we talk about celebrities, y'all shred. Oh my God, you viewers, y'all subscribers, y'all love to talk about celebrities and let's tear them down and shred this down and shred them to pieces. But when we talk about these people in the church, oh, touch not my anointed, touch not my anointed. So what? Were they anointed to abuse the children, to hurt them? To use spiritual manipulation over the congregation and cult dynamics? Come on, y'all. You can't be so heavenly minded that you're no earthly good. And God knows, I'm getting a lot of y'all heavenly minded people on my page, and y'all, this ain't the show for you. And I'm telling you right now, this is not heavenly headquarters. This is not TBN. This is not the Word Network. And if you don't get what you need here, please go where you need to go. Because some of you, I can see why many of your people, Lord, because I got some people like that in my family. People don't want to be around you because you don't see reality. You're so heavenly minded that you can't see what's going on here. People have been raped, have been spiritually manipulated in your presence. Things have happened to people in the church, and you know that leadership was wrong for what they did to those people. But you stand so close to a man and a woman of God, so that y'all call them. That's to be determined if you ask me. You stand so close to them and by them. And a lot of you all do this. I think it's out of, acceptance, low self-esteem. And we want social acceptance, that we allow people to get molested. We allow bishops and pastors and apostles and prophetess and evangelists to do whatever they want to do. Even when you know it's not the will of God. When you know it's wrong. Well, they made a mistake. That's the evangelist. That's the elder. But, we going to stick by them because that's who we voted for. That's who the Lord gave us. So if the Lord gave them to us, the Lord knew what they were going to do. And, just tell the children just to shut their mouth and, they'll forget about it. Pray for them. Give them some olive oil. Let them drink a little bit of it. And then all of those demons will go away. The children don't have the demons. The ones that touch them and abuse them. Those are the deviant people. But you all don't want to talk about that. I don't see how any of you all can sit in these churches knowing that stuff has happened to people, that they have stole money from people, that they have taken advantage of people, that they have had sexual affairs on their wife or their husband, and you all sit there and let it happen time and time again. And then everybody else going to hell except for y'all? I don't think so. Don't touch the pastor, Dawson. You going straight to hell. No, I ain't. I'm going to Hawaii as soon as the pandemic over. Always trying to send people to hell. Your grandma will go before I do. Now look here. Don't come over here trying to change me. Y'all know this Dawson all the way. Let's finish this story up. Man, y'all know I get when it comes to the kids. I get very excited. But, I'm going to calm down for a minute because I got to do the second half of this video. What really drew my attention to Pastor Strickland, and really made me focus in on him a couple years ago is his involvement in a case where a young lady, her name was Anaya Mack, who was killed by her then boyfriend, Donovan Lewis. And I want to say, send my condolences out to the family of Anaya Mack. And I'm going to try to handle this, real carefully and watch what I say because I know they're still grieving, and as well as Donovan Lewis's family, because I know they're upset about everything that happened as well. And by me bringing this part of the story into this, no way am I justifying, Donovan Lewis actions. He was wrong. He is a murderer. And no matter what happened, he should not have killed Anaya Mack. Anaya should be here. And he is in prison now serving the time. But what I want to say about this particular case is because there's similarities in what these young boys said and what Donovan Lewis said about Pastor Strickland's relationship with Anaya Mack, because she was a member in his church and a member in the choir. And, Donovan Lewis went to Facebook and he went on social media and he explained what really pushed him over the edge, was when he saw text messages from Pastor Strickland to Anaya Mack, saying that he wanted to give her the best penis of her life. He wanted to do all this stuff and, all of these messages, and he put it on social media. And then to have that Pastor Strickland, him lending this car out again, the car Anaya Mack had was the car that was registered in his wife's name. And even after her passing, the pastor went to the police station in order to retrieve the vehicle. Now, again, I'm not saying that Donovan Lewis, whatever happened there, he did it and he deserves to be in prison and justice is being served with him. But Pastor Strickland, why is your name continuing to come up in cases like this involved with your members? And you sit on these news programs and with your lawyer and say, oh, we just give out stuff from the church to help people. We help with rent. You're giving people cars. Come on, man. Now I'm going to let you all watch this news clip because some people think I lie on stuff like this. And then I'll be back and I'll end this video.
Pastor Strickland is responding tonight to allegations made by Anaya Mack's murderer. The I-Team broke the story on Thursday that Donovan Lewis told police Mack's alleged relationship with the pastor pushed him over the edge.
And News Channel 3's investigative reporter Walter Smith-Randolph is live now with the pastor's response. Walter.
Andy and Kate, the Reverend Dr. Strickland has declined numerous on-camera interviews, but in a text message today, the pastor flat out denies all of the allegations and gives a point-by-point response explaining the extent of his relationship with Anaya Mack. In this 79-page police report, confessed murderer Donovan Lewis accuses Pastor Strickland of having an inappropriate relationship with Anaya Mack. Lewis confessed to killing Mack back in June, leading police to her body. Strickland now says what he's being accused of is all ministry related. Lewis accused the pastor of Second Baptist Church of paying Mack's car note. Police records show Strickland tried to claim the car from police a month after Mack died. Via text, Strickland says Second Baptist Church has helped more than 30 families with transportation barriers, and Mack was no different. Lewis also accused Strickland of paying Mack's rent. Strickland says the church has shared thousands of dollars to help church members with rent, utilities, and food. Lewis also accused Strickland of threatening Mack during an all-expenses-paid trip to Mississippi. Strickland says it was a choir trip with 50 other people, including his wife and children. The pastor points out Lewis has already confessed and intends to plead insanity. Pastor Strickland is also president of the Kalamazoo NAACP chapter. He now says this is an attempt to discredit the church, the NAACP, and the black leader. While the pastor is clearing up controversy, questions remain about the video Lewis made after he killed Mack. It shows this sexually explicit text message sent from Strickland to Mack. This police report also reveals Donovan Lewis has a history of assaulting Anaya Mack. He remains behind bars at the Kalamazoo County Jail tonight. To see Pastor Strickland's full statement, head to our website, that's wwmt.com, and click on this story. In studio, Walter Smith-Randolph.
All right, y'all. Now, let me say this again because everybody's not on the same page and you all heard me say it before. And, I have to keep saying this because people, well, that ain't no excuse for what he did. I know it's no excuse. And he's a murderer and he's doing time in jail and in prison now for what he did to Anaya Mack. And again, my condolences go out to her family. But what I want to say on this video is the connection, the inappropriate connections that Pastor Strickland had with his congregants. That's what I'm trying to say on this. The fact that you are sending this girl, because that was his phone, it's all verified and everything. Those text messages that Donovan read, the police have all of that stuff that was brought out in court. That was his stuff. That was Pastor Strickland's text messages telling this girl that you running. I'm trying to give you the best dick of your life. That was the pastor saying that. And this same pastor is the same one who said, oh, well, the church, we give out money to help with, rent and we help people, the church help all these people. No, it wasn't. It was you, buddy, doing that. Why didn't you have somebody in another office do that? Another staff do that? Why did you have to go there? And there were times that you went to Anaya's home. Y'all read this story. I've sat with this story for many years. I didn't even want to do it after a while. But you all read up on this, Pastor. Don't take my word for it. Do your research. The same way he was inappropriate with Anaya is the same way that he was inappropriate with those boys. And the fact that he brings up that my wife was on the trip with us and I wouldn't, almost like he wouldn't do this in front of his wife, but you had let your wife at your home have sex with those teen boys while you stood in a room and next to it and watched. And those boys aren't lying. Why they got to lie on you for and your wife? Y'all ain't got no money. And that's how I feel about it. You all go off in the comments. Let me know what you think. I am done with this topic. Pastor Strickland and Jazz Monique Strickland, I hope justice is served and you all get exactly what is coming to you for what you all have done. Not only with these 4 boys, because you all remember in the earlier video, they said they did the same thing in Mississippi. So let justice be served, all right? You all go off in the comments. Let me know what you think about this. Until next time, I'm your guy Dawson. Take care of yourself and each other. Peace.